It started mid-September and ended Monday, October 3rd, and so much information came to light in the trial. First, that Taylor made up everything about finances, the people in the emails, and pretty much everything else that she has ever said has been a lie. Also, that pregnancy was of course fake, and she had taken elaborate measures to fake it. In August, she was on random websites such as fakeababy.com looking at fake pregnancy bellies, and even bought a new one right around the time those maternity pictures came out. And I'm really confused as to how Homer didn't know that this was all fake. Because does that mean that they weren't intimate for the entire 10 months that she was pregnant? How did he not ever see the baby bump without clothes on it? And that's not to say he's not a victim, but it just seems strange. And more details about her previous relationship with Hunter came out. Allegedly, Taylor faked seizures and medical problems consistently to try to keep Hunter around. She also had been pushing him to have a baby despite having had a hysterectomy. She told him that he should get a loan so that they could hire a surrogate, and that her grandmother would pay for it all in cash. Allegedly, a man by the name of Tim Hightower was supposed to bring the money, and Hunter got many texts from this Tim man, including a picture of a duffel bag full of cash, but Tim never showed up. Taylor told Hunter that Tim had gotten in an accident on the way and the paramedics stole the money. Another elaborate lie and story that Taylor concocted. After her divorce from Hunter, things got even crazier. Taylor told her friends that she and Hunter had, in fact, hired a surrogate, but that Hunter cheated on her with the surrogate. And apparently she was so desperate for a baby that right after the divorce, she offered two friends $100,000 to carry a baby for her. Both of them declined, thank God. And honestly, why do you want more kids when you don't even have custody of the two you have? Taylor was pretty emotionless the entire trial, clearly showing no remorse. There was only one time that her eyes looked like she had been crying, and that was right after her attorney called for a recess. The timeline of the murder was spelled out in the trial, and prosecution said that after September 15th of 2020, she began researching things about delivery more than ever. She was Googling things about hospital births, videos of C-sections, among many other weird things. When she was sitting on a bench outside that clinic on September 30th after rescheduling her appointment, she actually was looking up the license plates of pregnant women that she was watching going in and out. Possible plots to follow them home, to see where they lived. Oh, it's disgusting. After she left Reagan's house on the night of the 8th, she ended up going home, and between 3:11 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. on the 9th, she made 5 calls to McCurtain County Hospital. At 3:45 a.m., she had a brief call from Wade's phone. Then Wade's geodata showed he was heading to Oklahoma. Starting around 4:28 a.m., Taylor watched YouTube videos about C-sections and births at 35 weeks, the same duration of pregnancy that Reagan was at. She left her house at 5:36 a.m. Investigators have been able to prove that Reagan died between 7:52 a.m. and 9:14 a.m., which is when both of Taylor's phones and Reagan's phone moved away from the Hancocks' home. Other testimony on the prosecution side was from the doctors, from witnesses, from Wade's mom Connie, Wade himself, and a clinic worker from the very first clinic who was actually invited to Taylor's gender reveal, which, by the way, is just extremely odd. So the clinic worker didn't go to the gender reveal, but was invited. And apparently her hands were tied due to HIPAA, but she apparently knew the whole time that Taylor was not pregnant. So Taylor inviting someone who knew she wasn't pregnant is just so odd and such a ballsy, bold move. I guess because to her it would make her story somehow more credible having them there. During Wade's testimony, he discussed that he believed Taylor because she showed him documents and emails